thing, why do you not want to come off as pressed to a person that you should be pressed about? Like a person that you like, that you want to talk to. So I don't understand. I don't understand relationships. I'm a poppin' ass bitch, let me remind ya. Don't hide. Hey y'all, hey, it's Queen Beauty here and welcome to my channel. Today I am back at it again with another Insecure review. Today's video is going to be on episode 5 and it is called High Like. I know I didn't have much to do with my makeup today, so I didn't even do my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows on camera for you guys. And I have a picture day today. So I was like, let me get my hair together because I've been wearing a scarf lately. But your girl is back in action. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Just subscribe. It's down below. You know, the like button's down below. You know, do all that, okay? Just show me that you're here and you're listening, and that's good, you know? I can get that. But anyways, without further ado, let's just get into this video. So now in the last episode, y'all remember that Issa quit. Sis was done. And I'm surprised she was done, but you know, on to new things, on to better things. But while we pull up in Issa life, and sis is a full-time Lyft driver. And the funny thing is, now she is prepared. So when a man get in her car, say he gotta throw up, she give him a bag, she give him water. I was like, yes, sis. Don't let them throw up in your car again. Even though I know with Uber specifically, you can charge people. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can charge people if they throw up in your car. Because I definitely would. I've had somebody throw up in my car before, and it was not a good thing. So let me see what else happened after that. And oh, the funniest part about it was, you know, it's just going through her day and doing showing all the different kind of people she had in her car throughout the day. So 2 things happened specifically in her car. She has a dude in her car that's trying to talk to her. It's funny because every time I get in an Uber or a Lyft or whatever, I personally do ask. Like, I'd be like, oh, do you like driving Uber? Do you like driving Lyft? Like, why is that a thing? Like, that actually happens. And I've done that many times before because I always want to know. And the fact that the dude was literally like trying to talk to her afterwards, he was like, so since you get to pick your own schedule, you know, you can be off now. No, sir. No, not for you. Not for you. So I thought that was funny. And then she gets a dude that comes into the car, and she sees that it's like Thug Yoda, I think that's his name, and they're both like, oh snap. Well, you know, they said the other word, because he was like, take me to Bompton, I believe. And that's when she looked back and saw it was him. And I thought that was so funny. And for some reason, I don't know why I thought he was a Crip, but obviously he has to be a Blood because I saw them. He obviously has to be a Blood because why else would he be, you know, not saying the C word? I really have questions about that. Like, is that a real thing? Like, why? Well, I know it has to be a real thing because what is YG? Am I asking too many questions? Is that something I should know? Because I'm not in that area of expertise, and that is not something that I'm gonna join. First of all, would they even, never mind. Do they accept girls? I don't know. Anyways. So now you see Issa at Molly's job, and basically she just coming to Molly's job to tell her that she ran all the errands for her, and she dropped what is his name, the dog, Flavor Flav, off at daycare. She picked up her clothes for Coachella, and I think that's about it. Like, literally, she just ran a bunch of errands for her. And, you know, that's nice, that's cool, whatever. And it was funny because Molly was like, I wish you had quit. We got y'all a long time ago. You're a better assistant than my assistant here. And then her assistant was like, I hear you. And she was like, I know, I was just giving her words of encouragement. And then he was like, I hear you. I'm still here. And so then she was like, you know I didn't mean that. So I thought that was funny. Then Issa talking about she finally learned the formation dance, Beyonce's dance routine. And she was like, can I show you? And she was like, no, I gotta work. Sis, I have to work. You don't have a job. Well, she does have a job, but yeah. So she was like, you need to get out. But anyways, Issa ends up leaving Molly's office, and basically now we just see Issa walking down the hallway, and she pulls up her phone and she basically looks at her and Nathan's messages. Obviously, he hasn't texted her or reached out to her, so she's, you know, like thinking like, okay, well, I'm gonna text him. She get ready to text him, and then she doesn't know what to say, and yeah, she just ends up not texting him. So that's what happens. I feel like, well, I'll come back to that. But anyways, so now Molly is in a meeting, and it's her and that dude, Torian, something like that. And basically, I feel like she's still taking on too much, like, just to be ahead of this dude. And it's like, her therapist told her, like, you can be helpful, but, like, why do you feel like you have to be the best or whatever, or compete or whatnot? And so I don't understand why she's like that. So she ends up deciding that she is going to take what Torian said he was going to do, and she's going to do it. So I guess she can look better to the partners or whatnot. So she was like, oh, I have time, I can do the briefing, blah, blah, blah. So in my head, I'm like, sis, you're going to Coachella this weekend. How are you gonna have time to do a briefing? I don't even know what a briefing is. But funny thing is, I should not be saying that because I am in a law class right now. But I don't remember us talking about that. But so anyways, she ends up volunteering to do the briefing, and then you see the next scene, you see Issa walking out of her place. She puts a sign up on the door, and she's like, okay, well, I won't be here. Basically, that's sis is not going to be there. Sis is leaving. She is leaving them fools. Why do I look casket sharp? Casket ready? Is that how they say it? Casket sharp, casket ready. I promise y'all, this is my color. But anyways, so I was saying, Issa is leaving her apartment and leaving the sign on the door for them to know that she won't be there, and they can call maintenance or whoever to get help if they need it. This girl named Trina, I believe her name was, she sees Issa leaving, and she's like, where you going? And she was like, and then the girl was like, you can't go nowhere because I got bed bugs. And then Issa talking about, no you don't, you're just seeing things, you're hallucinating, I'm not even here, I'm a ghost. And then she was like, I don't like ghosts. And then Issa talking about boo, and she runs. So that's one problem solved. That's a good thing. So Issa gets into the car, and she's like, why didn't y'all pick up Molly before y'all came to get me? And so they're like, oh, Molly didn't want to tell you basically Molly not going because sis has to do her work. And so Issa's upset and she calls Molly and she's like, no, you can do your work there. I'll make sure you have quiet time. And I'm like, Molly ain't finna do no work. She ain't finna get nothing done. So Issa ends up convincing Molly to come, and that's that. It was funny because Issa was singing her little song that I think she did like in the first season or whatever, I believe. And Molly is the best friend, and Molly should be she should be a lawyer and something like that. I don't know. It was a cute little funny song. So Issa, Kelly, and Tiffany get to the Airbnb. It's like a super fancy Airbnb. It even had like a bidet. I don't think I've ever seen a bidet before. I haven't lived. Just kidding. Not just, okay, anyways, yeah. But they're just hyping up the place, and they find out that Molly won't be there for another 2 hours. So they're like, okay, well, Tiffany's like, I'm ready to party. Like, this about to be it. I can get down, but I can't get back up, or something like that, she said. But y'all gotta help me get back up, or something. And so Tiffany's like, oh, well, that gives me just enough time to take a nap. And Issa talking about, don't take a nap. She talking about, this baby tired. Listen, when I tell y'all, I'm the queen of naps. On a trip, I gotta get a nap in before we go out. Just a quick one. I can't go like everybody else can. I can't do it. I'm an old lady. It's just not in me. It's not in me to keep going and going and going like some of y'all. I am the queen of naps, so I would have been like, I gotta take a nap when we waiting for Molly. So Tiffany's like, okay, but when Molly gets here, I'm gonna wake right up. And Tiffany was like, she's not. She's pregnant. And then Issa's like, what's wrong with you? To Kelly. And Kelly was like, I thought we were going straight to Coachella. I took an edible and I timed it just like, just right. And y'all messed me up. Blame it on Molly. But I thought it was funny that she was like, I'm gonna wake right up. That's me. I be lying. I'm not gonna wake right up. I be tired. It just happens. So, like I said, Issa asks Kelly what's wrong, and she tells her about the edible or whatever she took. And yeah, so basically they was like, y'all bitches get ready, y'all got 15 minutes or something like that, she said. And so the next thing, you just see Molly walking into the Airbnb and everybody sleep. So now Molly got the chance to do her briefing. I was super surprised because I was like, I thought the whole episode was gonna be her not getting her briefing done, but sis got it done. Sis completed that. She was not playing. Oops. Sis did what she had to do, okay? Like literally, she got it done that night, sent it in, whatever. So the next morning when Issa was running around having a Tanisha moment, you know what Tanisha is from Bad Girls Club. I ain't getting no sleep, so y'all ain't getting no sleep in here, something like that she was saying. If I can find the clip, I'll insert it. So anyway, so like I said, she having her Tanisha moment. Molly come out of her room ready to fight. Kelly come out of her room ready to fight. It was so funny. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, leave these girls alone. Especially Molly, because Molly was like, I literally got 3 hours of sleep. Because literally, Issa walking around talking about, I got too much sleep last night. I got too much sleep. So she stopped banging the pots and she was like, sorry pots, or something like that she said, which was really funny. And she was like, I got it all scheduled for us. Beyonce or buzz, Beyonce or buzz, Beyonce or buzz. Y'all, I've been to a Beyonce concert, and when I tell you it was good, like it was great. I don't understand who could not like Beyonce. I love Beyonce. I ain't part of the Beehive or nothing crazy like that, but I love me some Beyonce. So Issa tells them that they got plans, and the first thing they need to do is take a shot. So while Tiffany's like, I'm pregnant, and she was like, girl, it's just rosé, drink it. My mama had a glass a night when she was pregnant with me. I was like, oh Lord. So Tiffany drinks it, they all drink it. Beyonce are buzzed. Issa was like, this weekend is supposed to be for Tiffany. And Tiffany talk about, and the baby, and rubs her stomach. Issa was like, fuck the baby. Fuck the baby. I'm like, oh my God, sis, leave the baby alone. Leave the baby alone. So she was like, this is your last weekend before you become boring. So I think that's when she drinks, and then Issa's like, okay, y'all got this much time, go get dressed. So as they like left Issa in the kitchen, you see Issa gets a text message from Nathan, and Nathan, I guess, tells her that he's there and they should meet up, and she was like, change your plans. So the next thing, you see them walk into a pool party, and basically they looking around, they're talking about all these naked men, naked black men, and it's just a good time, like looking at them, I guess. So basically that's when Molly and Issa see Nathan, and that's when Molly's like, oh, so this another one of your, bring my, oh, surprise, bring my new man, meet y'all, have y'all to meet my future man, surprise, or something like that, she said, which I thought was funny. So Issa introduces Nathan to her friends, and Molly walks up to one of the dudes, and he was like, and she was like, oh, my name is Molly, and he was like, Percocet, that's what we doing? Listen, don't do drugs, you guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So long story short, one of the dudes ends up offering them or asking them if they actually want to do Molly. So Issa's like, I'll do it if you do it, talking to Nathan, and Nathan's like, okay. And they pop them pills, Lord. They pop them pills. Now everybody is high except Tiffany, because it was funny because the dude was like, do you want an edible? I heard somewhere pregnant ladies can have edibles. And she's like, I'm pregnant and I don't know you. Which is a real thing. You can't be out here taking people drugs. Just random people that you just met drugs either. That's even worse. Molly's at the bar, and she's just talking about how, like, she hasn't had sex since Dro, and she's telling her business to dude, one of the cute dudes that she's talking to or whatever, and that's one of Nathan's friends. And he was like, oh, okay, and then like he leaves her and switches out with the other dude. So fast forward, now they're at finally walking through the gates of Coachella. They get to the front, a really good spot. They just all there. First, I think Issa said she was thirsty. So, wait, no. So, before all that, they were all like dancing, listening to music and whatnot. And Tiffany's like, I didn't know this was couples cello. Because everybody coupled up. Issa's with Nathan, Molly's with one of Nathan's friends, and so is Kelly, and Tiffany's just there. And I can see that she feels a little like left out, because I would too. Like, she was like, why you ain't tell me to bring my man? I left Derek at home. So I would have been kind of annoyed, because you know, it's supposed to be a girls trip, and it ain't really a girls trip right now. It's a y'all and y'all booze, y'all new booze trip. But you know, okay, whatever. What time is it? Ooh, I gotta leave here in a little bit. So anyways, let's fast forward a little bit because I need to hurry up. So Issa's thirsty. Her and Nathan leave and they go off. Kelly's hungry. Kelly and her dude leave and go off to get food. Molly's tired and she almost falls out, blah blah blah. So Issa and Nathan are walking off and Issa asks him, she's like, why didn't you hit me up? And in that moment, I'm thinking like, why do women always feel like the dude has to hit them up first? Like, why is it never, like, why have they instilled in us that if a man wants you, he will reach out to you and he will talk to you and he will suit or pursue you, or he'll be one of your suitors or whatever that is that they used to do in the olden times. So why is that such a big thing? And is something wrong with reaching out to your dude? Is that, I don't know, like sometimes me personally, I don't reach out to dudes because I don't want to feel like I'm bothering them, because in the back of my head I do believe in the if he wants me he will chase me. But I want to hear y'all opinions. Like, do y'all, if you haven't heard from a dude in a while, do you just automatically assume like, okay, he doesn't want me because he would have been chasing me? Or do you reach out? Like, what do you do? Like, what? I don't know, because I think that's just a weird thing. And especially with the new generation, let me know, you guys, like y'all thoughts on that. Like, comment down below. So basically, Nathan talks about how he just didn't want to come off as pressed, and I can understand that, but that's another thing. Why do you not want to come off as pressed to a person that you should be pressed about? Like a person that you like, that you want to talk to. So I don't understand. I don't understand relationships. And I think I'm never going to. Or maybe it'll be understandable when you meet that person, whoever that person is, you know? I'm not gonna spray my face because I don't know what else I'm gonna do other than my lashes. So basically he was just saying he didn't want to come off pressed. He felt like he came off pretty strong their first time hanging out and whatnot. So basically they get on a ride. They get on the Ferris wheel and she's talking about how she quit her job and she's not this amazing person that he thinks she is, but he's saying that she had courage to quit her job, and as long as she continues, everything's gonna work out, and all she has to do is, you know, keep going with your music, like be focused on that and everything will work out for her. And that's basically what he said. Like, that's just the gist. I forgot about the part where before they got on the Ferris wheel, she was rapping and he was rapping, and I just thought that was a really cute part because I've never seen Issa, you know, rap with somebody else other than Daniel. So I felt the spark. I felt it. Then they start making out on the Ferris wheel. She's like, oh my gosh, I want you so bad. And he was like, show me. And you know what happened. You know what happened. Y'all was watching. They have sex on the Ferris wheel. I couldn't believe it. So after that, she finally gets service, and now let's go back to Kelly, Tiffany, and Molly. So Kelly and all of them come back and they realize that white people, these people have took their spot. And so they're like, oh no, I can't believe y'all done took our spot. And then the people are like, these first timers, you can't save spots. Listen here. Yes, I can. They talk about you can't save spots in a field. That's true, but if I save the spot and my jacket was there, it's my spot. Okay? Like, no, it is my spot. So Kelly was like, oh, it's gonna be your first time getting chopped in the throat or something like that. She literally pulled the girl and started beating her up. Now everybody fighting, Tiffany screaming, saying, no, stop. Then the police come, she talking about, oh no, the Momo. I was like, oh my God, it is crazy. So basically, Kelly, Tiffany, and Molly get kicked out of, and the two dudes get kicked out of Coachella. Issa, and this is when they're calling Issa, and Issa gets the phone call at the top of the Ferris wheel, and they tell her, we got kicked out, come, blah, blah, blah. So I guess now Issa is trying to find them or whatnot, and the next scene you see is Molly and them getting their wristbands cut off. And so basically Kelly get hers cut off, and she's like, oh no, like, I'm gonna go back in there, because Beyonce starts. And she starts running. They tase her. They tase sis. Sis beats on herself. Sis says, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Listen, the funny thing is, I've been tased before, but not by like a police officer. I had a taser though. That's a long story though. I'll tell you maybe later. Anyways, so now all of them are back at the house because Molly gets a bunch of emails because she finally has service, and it's basically notes on her proposal, her briefing. So basically she needs to fix it or whatnot. She ends up not being able to fix it, so she was saying that Torian or whatever his name is was going to swoop in and save the day and fix everything and take all the credit. And she was mad about that, so she was like, we gotta get back to the house so I can get to the computer. And so that's what she's doing at the house. Issa is outside the house. She finally made it. She feels pressure. She feels horrible because she feels like everything was her fault because she changed the plans. She didn't force them to take those pills. So that's all I have to say. Don't fall under peer pressure. Yeah, that's about it. It sounds kind of harsh, but they're grown women. Pretty grown women, so I don't know, but I can understand why she feels some type of way. So everybody's acting a fool, everybody's in chaos when Issa walks into the door. Tiffany's in the closet on the phone with Derek. Issa basically dissolves everything, tells everybody, go to bed. So the next morning, the funny thing was, she was like, we're all mad at me and we just need to go to bed. So they all go to bed. Now, the next morning, they're laughing, bonding. It's funny. It's like what every girl's trip or a bunch of girls or girlfriends go through. Like the next day, you talk about your day, you laugh about it. You know, it's a fun time. Like literally, the day after is the best day because you just get to reminisce over all the fun you had. So basically, Kelly's laughing about how she thinks she was so high she thought she got tased, but literally she did. You did, sis, but nobody said nothing. And she was like, why it smell like pee? But nobody said nothing in either. So Tiffany's looking for some water and she can't find any. So she's just like, okay, the only thing in here is vodka. So Issa was like, okay, well, let's go to the store. I'll take you. They get to the store. This part in the episode was something that showed me like Tiffany is like the reason they're still friends with Tiffany. Like, and another thing, okay, so in the car, basically Tiffany tells her like, I don't want to be dramatic, but I just felt so left out last night and I ended up taking a piece of that weed brownie and like literally I feel like she regretted it, and she also just didn't have the best of time. So it kind of was like a peer pressure thing to fit in, to be with her friends. But obviously she's on a different track than them. She's married, she's about to have a baby, and it happens. Like in friendships, everybody doesn't have to be on the same level. Everybody is on different levels. Everybody is at different parts of their life, and it's okay. And Issa was like, basically, you know, we're still going to be friends regardless of what happens. and regardless of all the changes. And Tiffany was like, I hope so. And I don't know, that just showed me like a vulnerable part of Tiffany, and just, I don't know, it just made me like her more. I don't know. So Issa ends up going into the store. She's looking for water, and she turns around and she sees Chad, and Chad was like, oh, Issa. And then he says, you see this, or something like that. And Issa turns around, and it is Lawrence. Oh my God, y'all. I knew it was coming, because why did we see Chad in the last episode? Low key. But I knew it was coming. And Jay Ellis addressed it. He said that Issa Rae did not say that he wasn't coming back for good. She just said, you know, sometimes you have a time period without your ex. And after I read that, I was like, oh my God. Because when she first said it, I remember a long time ago, and everybody was so upset about it. I was like, but I have an ex that I talk to, like, that I'm